Valentino Rossi's crew chief saying this morning that basically Honda and Ducati right now, as was the case last year, in effect, in terms of the controlled electronics that have come in from Magneti Marelli last year, Honda and Ducati have just got their heads around what they need to extract the best out of those electronics, more than Yamaha. When Rossi gets on the throttle coming out of some of these low gear hairpins like turn 1, turn 2 and turn 12, he's just losing too much. The electronics are kicking in, there's too many cuts for anti-wheelie and traction control. That's losing crucial momentum going forward, and around a short lap like this where there is so much low gear acceleration, you can't afford to lose a thousandth, let alone a tenth. So yeah, there's a lot of work still to be done back in Iwata after what looked like a promising start. Maverick Vinales, of course, quickest when we returned from the winter break on day one in Malaysia, but since then it's been a pretty downhill slope, certainly for the Spanish rider, who's got a bit of head scratching going on. Vinales, fairly brief in his assessment of what happened yesterday. He wasn't really in a talkative mood, and why would he be? Close to a second off the pace, and all kinds of problems with the M1, which he can't really at this stage put his finger on. I did an interview earlier on with his crew chief Ramon Forcada, and they're a little bit baffled. They felt coming here, the track layout, one would suit the Yamaha and certainly suit Maverick's riding style, but it's been far from the truth. They're really struggling, mainly with edge grip, certainly through that fast turn 3. When you get through turns 4 through to 11, Marquez, they found a few more ponies out of that engine, a few more horsepower, because on top speed at the moment on the straights here, they are a match for Ducati. So Honda have clearly, with their engine development, taken quite a big step. Good days also for Marc Marquez. I don't know what Honda have got prepared for him later on, but I hope they've got a really big cake for him. It's his 25th birthday today, of course, and he has been working incredibly hard. When I came down to speak to you guys for this show, Marquez had already put in nearly 90 laps, so they're making him earn his money on his birthday, that's for sure.
Sure, he loves it. What better way to spend your birthday?
Taking a real step in terms of their engine performance. Now we know that was something that they really were working hard on back in Japan throughout the off-season. How many times have we heard Cal Crutchlow and Marc Marquez talk about the fact that they were getting hurt on corner exit? It was too much wheelie. The bike had lots and lots of horsepower, but they couldn't find a way to properly manage it. Now Honda have done something brilliant with their electronics, and what they've done crucially as well, Steve, certainly for this first couple of sectors here, it's a really long straight from turns 1 through to turn 2, and then conversely leading from turn 2 and 3. And the Honda engine, the new Honda engine, which has been picked and favoured pretty much by all three, Crutchlow, Pedrosa and all the way up to close to 350 degrees before the hard braking for turn 2. Low gear acceleration out of 2, a long straight then down to that fast sweeping left-hander at turn 3. It's been an age-old problem for Aprilia. They struggle with a bit of grunt, a bit of punch coming out of those low gear corners, and we know that the RS it's a beautiful looking motorcycle, and boy does it handle brilliantly. From turns 4 to 11, it's one of the fastest bikes out there. Aleix Espargaro raving about the chassis. Very agile, very manoeuvrable, easy to flick and change direction, but they are getting absolutely hammered in those first two sectors. They need something from the Wale in terms of the engine performance. Aleix Espargaro commenting yesterday, just in the first two sectors alone here, Steve, losing as much as half a second. And as we said, MotoGP so close and competitive these days, you can't give away half a